in here last year. A lot of their...
Still trying to find that end zone swing and miss.
And now he's 5 out of 10 in this series. Batting average.
The more they'll hammer the ball's end zone.
Jake's given up 6 runs in the early going, 5 of those via the middle of the ball game last night. And he was all locked up on that. 2-1. First base umpire David Rackley over there. There's the Ohtani with a good lead.
Yep.
He's 2 for 3 so far stealing.
One thing from Jake is we don't changing looks, changing the late kick. If whether sometimes he'll go up a little bit higher, but sometimes he'll
unless he's setting him up and setting all of us up. A couple of uncertain swings and the count's 2-2. Not that close on the last 2. And the Dodgers trying to salvage one here, have their first 2. Abrams playing up the middle on the left-handed batter, Tommy Edman. That's it, pitched him well. He's 1 for 7 this series. And there's a hot shot, but it's beyond the reach of Nathaniel Lowe. Ohtani will score. Betts coming around. Dino Evil sends him
behind, and then change up middle of the plate. And this is going to be a sweet spot for a lot of guys, especially if you're hitting. I mean, that's a tough error because it stays underneath on the concrete. It just rolls like you're playing miniature golf there.
Yep. That's the tricky one, Franny, when you get there just as the ball hits below there. And Jake Irvin just missing down. Front door in the breaking ball, a beauty. Dodgers have not led in this series until right now. 2-2.
Doc left to play.
And a breaking ball hit well out to left center. And it gets out of here. Teoscar Hernandez, 5th of the year. And the Nats shell shock.
Look at it. It's for Jake right now. Just execution. Curveball up in the zone. Teoscar Hernandez so strong, stays on it. Look at that, just out in front enough, but it's up on that curveball, and he's able to drive it out.
Jake's given up his 4th homer of the year. Challenge heater. Mike Conforto late for it, and it doesn't stay.
They're a plus 19 on it, which is just insane.
And the Nats to follow now.
Try to match up that first.
3-2. That is in there. Conforto looked like he thought it was away. Looked like it got plenty.
You see the height where that curveball lands, where that one was. When it does have that depth, it's a ball.
Well, here's Will Smith, who did not play last night, but he still leads the league in hit. Barry Bonds would be proud of it. 550. Wow.
Yeah.
Way up there.
It almost seemed like a down year when he had 550.
Yeah. This year.
Last year, a little bit. We were talking about with Corbin Carroll. His ability to use right center field and over, right? Like, I mean,
and Irvin tries the front door breaker, and he goes 3-2. Might have been off the plate in. Throws him a quality strike. Sound like a half swing foul tip. So 2 Ks. Here's Max Muncy. Nicely done to the outer half, 1-1. And it's almost like you're hearing, okay, you can sweep, but it's going to be a big time challenge for you now. And we'll see what the Nats will be able to muster. And a 3-1 breaking ball bounced over to Luis Garcia. First 4 score, next 3 in order. CJ and pretty much the guys have been starting the last couple of days. Jacob.
He's got 1 start this year in the minor leagues. He went 4 2/3, threw 78 pitches on the
1-1 to Abrams, who has a career homer against him.
very first batter he ever faced with CJ in a homer.
How about that?
Best pitch is changeup.
And he'll leave one up high.
And that's it.
In City. Abrams hacks one down the line. High, deep, see you later. He's got a knack against this guy. Soon.
Whoa. They call that a ball?
How tall is James Wood? And James Wood will lean back and, well, here come the Nats with good hitting approaches already. Gabriel Ruiz. Series 3 for 7 with a walk, couple of RBIs. In the top 9 in the league in OPS. His .343 batting average.
I like it.
Smothered well by Will Smith.
It's a great job.
That was interesting. Target was outer edge. He missed inside. Left-handed so far. 3-2 pitch. And he's going to try to drop one to left. It's beyond the reach of Max Muncy. And Gabriel Ruiz just keeps on hitting. And now he's been on base
Over to third. Well in advance of James Wood, so therefore James Wood stays at second. Well, let's look at the Dodgers defense behind the Landon act today with Conforto in left field. Pages
Low steps in, representing the tying run. And now Knack
to feel for that curveball, find a feel for that changeup. That's when it matters. Like that, that's fine.
and hits, extra bases, 3 doubles, 3 home runs. 2 strikes. Low will take it way upstairs. 3-2, nobody out. And now the Nats have loaded the bases. Veteran hitter, not going to go up there and swing at a pitcher's pitch. Will Smith out, and that pitch will kind of make you look over to quite a take. 2-2. Josh Bell, foul ball. A lot of hook on it. Chopper. It's going to get the Nats a run. And 3.
Sometimes I wonder, how are you able to? Perfect pitch, outer part.
And Garcia, well hit to center. A step in, then over for Pages.
Most safe spot is the first pitch where they stole a strike from. How about hammering this ball? 100 off the bat. Back door. Great job.
And this one not quite over yet. 2-1. That is outside. That looks cool. And now the Nats have another runner. 3rd walk of the inning. We're getting an AB here. And there is a pick by Mookie Betts on a fabulous play.
Flip it. Start it. Here we go, boys.
His hits this year, home runs. And Jake Irvin's teammates just sent him a message. We're with you, buddy. And then he knew he better be hacking at that one as Jake doubled up. "78 pitches, first inning. The two starters combined. Another breaking ball. Hit out to center. Dylan Cruz.
Going to be a successful series against these guys because the length that he has to give to start it out. Expecting, Jake Irvin to throw 30 plus pitches in the first, but it happened. But
Andy Pages, the center fielder. This will be a long throw for Paul DeYoung. It's not going to bother that.
there, Bob, you know why? Common sense. Hey, we got new stuff though.
There's wait a minute, what happened?
Right.
Well,
the moment where why is there a zero there now?
Engage them. Ohtani's going to walk. That'll get some boos from the fans over on the third base side. Hot shot to short.
Siege.
And 6-4 on one pitch. 2 one-pitch outs in that inning, and a good shot.
15, and we go out after the game. You're whacking away hour and a half every day.
And Knack makes a nice pitch that just goes diving. It's 44 career home runs.
Cold and wind in his face the entire time.
Abrams will pop this up short left center. And late, but getting
that he can let the ball get deep and still drive it with authority the way that he does to the opposite field. And kind of early on in the season was something that a lot of Nationals hitters were doing, taking too many pitches over the heart of the plate. And
they bust him inside.
What a pitch.
Let's go 1, 2, 3, Brett.
That's awesome. What do you plan to do with the baseball as Tommy Edman drops one over the head of Luis Garcia in that lineup? So how did you mentally approach that start yesterday against them?
Kind of the same as always. I'm trying to
Stops that landed you at the University of South Florida eventually. You were an 18th round pick of the Nationals.
that you're kidding, and I definitely wouldn't have believed it.
So what do you, the story by now of you working in the off season at Home Depot that has been spread around pretty
Got to pay some bills, so I was like, oh, what a better place to get a job. It was right by my apartment, and they.
part of the day. You would train the other part of the day. How did you make it all work?
I would
To Teoscar Hernandez. This one over to Nate Lowe. Tags the bag, but it's a foul ball.
nice. That was definitely eye-opening on the first trip to Toronto. It was definitely, it's like, wow. Like,
With rookies a good bit, they can needle you, but what's the reception been for you amongst this Nationals?
and never fail to joke with you a little bit, and but it's been awesome. They're a really great group of guys.
Well, Brad, congratulate.
Most of it. Conforto, the hitter. Well, I know Jenny and Joey are so proud. Got to know his parents a little bit. Out. By the way, heck of a play a moment ago with the bare hand by Paul DeYoung. Racing in from center. And Dylan Cruz gets him. Smith, the catcher.
Look, a bird.
He's had a pigeon go by. I was once asked after my first game with him, what was it like? It's not only a jet, we're trying to land on an aircraft carrier that's only got half of a runway. Find a forest somewhere and just listen for falling trees. Fly ball to center. Here comes Dylan Cruz. Last 2 innings combined, 29 pitches. After 37 early, and K-Bert's going to feel like he gave an at bat away right there with a half swing right down to Kike Hernandez.
If it goes in that one window, might as well let it fly.
Nathaniel Lowe. 3-0.
Game, multi-hit game streak. Something
Wow.
like that. Yeah.
Lowe's going to walk again. Third. And the big for doubles as well. And I'm sure Josh is trying tried to think of everything or work on everything you could do to get out of the gate quicker. Oh. And the following year, when the Nats ended up trading him August 2nd with Juan Soto in the mega. Well, that makes a loud sound into right. Lowe had to hold up. Make sure that ball was in front of him. And they want him to hit the ball on the ground. Louis wants to drive it somewhere. So we'll see who prevails here. Fastball, outer half. Every time I think about, as a Dodger broadcaster, 1-1. He was with the Cubs many years ago. Had played, of course, for the. Garcia trying to plug the gap in right center. This is at least going to get the Nats even.
Yeah.
Second double of the year. And now Garcia has 7 hits. Been warming up for the Dodgers. Dave Roberts takes the ball. The Nats have been taking the ball all over the. Will face Jack Dreyer, who's never faced the Nationals before. He's our Jiffy Lube pitching change. Jiffy Lube's winning team keeps you moving.
Fastball, slider, and a curveball.
Lefty for a righty batter here. He'll drop that breaking ball to the inner half. Good base runner at second. And Alex Call will lift one out to left center. And that'll be deep enough for Josh to score and give the Nats the lead. How about this after giving up 4 in the first?
What a great job by Alex Call on this one.
Amazing play. Ball skips in, smothered by